Hello, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of Unfiltered World Podcast Show. On today's episode, we're going to dive deeper into the Medlanga Commission. What is going on? I'm going to give you the latest and the most recent news, okay? So, we are talking about the Ad Hoc Committee. Okay, the Ad Hoc Committee has cleared every suspect. Okay, the Ad Hoc Committee has cleared all the suspects. So, what is the story? The story is the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee has just released its parliamentary report, and this report has cleared every suspect of any corruption or criminality. The preliminary report clears all Minister Senzo Mchunu, former Minister PKTT, General Shadrach Sibia, General Feroz Khan, Commissioner okay, its commissioner, its commissioner Julius Mkwanazi, Paul O'Sullivan, Sir Jane Tran, okay, and Maugen Maumela, the nephew of the famous president. So, what do we know so far? We know very well what the story behind Maugen Maumela, okay, and we also know what is happening on the other side when we touch into Mr. Paul O'Sullivan and the famous Shadrach Sibia, as well as General Feroz Khan, okay? And of course, our minister, the most famous minister in the country so far, Mr. Senzo Mchunu. Even though we don't know much about Minister PKTT, but I won't get into it for now because I don't know much about Mr. PKTT. So, everyone have heard all the scandals, okay? All the scandals, what is going on, and the repossession of cars from the time when there was this huge amount of money that was stolen from the public. So I'm pretty sure that you do remember the story about the hospital, okay? About the hospital that was supposed to get 1 point something billion that ended up in the wrong hands. I'm talking, like political affiliation, gangsters, mafias, and all of those things, okay? And if you do want me to dive into what I'm talking about right now, or the people I'm mentioning right now, I can do that. It's a matter of time and day. But that was a very trendy story. And it still is, because I can simply tell you that those were the roots of today's story. Those are the roots of this corruption happening in and out of the country. But what do we know, and what are we noticing? we are noticing that each and every person who is involved, whether direct or indirectly involved, is by any means a political affiliate of some kind. Whether it may be about business, it may be about other agendas, it may be about family relationships or family relations, it may be friendships, it may be anything. But it's all linked to one thing: political affiliation. Disclaimer here, everything I'm talking about is just a research. That's point number one. Point number two, please be advised and know very well that everything I'm talking about here, it's all alleged. Now, let me keep going. Without further ado, let me go through the entire story. Now, back to the story. This ad hoc committee, this ad hoc committee parliamentary report also makes no mention of the murder of LT General Mfazi, despite there being a testimony given by former SAPS crime intelligence analyst Pilasande Dojeni, and further protected disclosure on this murder case. The ad hoc committee must now reveal to the public how much taxpayers' money was used to conduct this ad hoc committee that has cleared every suspect, of which many have since been arrested and attending multiple cases in various courts. Now, the question is, as a public or as a South African, am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised, because the level of corruption in the country has gone far deeper into each and every door of government. As you all know, that politicians, they are one of those people who you won't be able to predict or understand, because they operate in many ways. As we see currently in South Africa what is going on. Now, let me go further internationally. I'm talking around here, Nigeria, okay? We all know what is happening in Nigeria. Like, I've been watching a lot of videos and doing a lot of research on YouTube, trying to find out what is exactly going on in Africa. Not in Nigeria in particular, but across the continent. What is going on? Why is the continent so poor? Why are the continent's people, the African people, are rushing towards South Africa? Why are they running from the north, from the west, from the east, and straight to the south? I'm pretty sure that it's not because we are better than them or in any other way, but it's just that the level of corruption has become a norm. And by those words I'm saying, politicians have gone so far to a point whereby they are or have been quite a lot underestimated it or their people, to a point whereby the justice system makes no sense. It just makes no sense. Now, what is happening when the justice system no longer functions? That's where politicians, they tend to strive. Gangsters in suits and ties, wearing those huge and like, I'm talking about the expensive stuff. I'm not talking about the 6,000 shoe. I'm talking about from the 20s and 30s. That's a shoe. Something that we have noticed a lot. Whenever Mr. Julius Malema has to appear in public, it's all about the designer shoes, the designer clothes, the most expensive bottles, the most expensive cars. It's all about expensive. It's all about the exclusion and the luxury. Okay, it's all about those things. Now, guess whose money is being spent? It's not for sure their money. It's our money as taxpayers. So the question is, do these people have any conscience? To my surprise, I may answer this question easily and just a simple no. They have no remorse at all, let alone the word sympathies. It's a foreign word. No one ever seems to understand its meaning. Politicians are soulless people. More like vultures, if you may look at whatever that is happening in Africa, to be more precise. Because, vultures, they prey from the weak. No, they prey on the weak. That's where they strive. Now, the connection to what I'm saying right now, the weak, it's us, the people on the ground, and the vultures, the people on the top, politicians. Those people, they do nothing but harm while preying on us because we have no defense. If there's any, maybe it's little to no defense at all. And most of the time, these people, they tend to play victim. So it's a game of manipulation and just like the word careless, or like the word, like I don't know which word I can put in that can fit correctly into this, because whatever that is happening, it's surely not human. It's something else. And we've been noticing very well that if you go, if you check the money, or if you go on the memory lane, back then, I'm talking from maybe 2008, going as far as 2008, the money that used to be stolen, it used to be in millions. But then from 2010, the money has skyrocketed to billions. Because from the billions, during the times of the mid-2010s and up to 2015, we noticed that the money rose to a staggering amount. I'm talking hundreds of millions. And if you count from 2015, 2017, up until now, the money has gone into billion status. So you may wonder why are these people are never satisfied? What satisfies a politician? What satisfies a criminal? This very same person who is making the laws. is the very same people who will never account to anyone, simply because these people, they are themselves the law. In brackets, the lawmakers themselves. They are stealing from the weak, the poor, the ones who can't say anything because they have no money to pay for lawyers. Therefore, they have to suffer in silence and just wait until the day they die or pass away. And then when they pass away, guess who are they living in poverty with the same ideology of you have to keep voting again and again. You have to keep voting. But truth be told, yes, it is a very good thing to vote. But on the other hand, even though it's good, it can't be like, when you are walking on top of the knife's edge. Every step you take, it costs you pain, and so much pain. But then you still don't have a choice. You have to. It's either you are committed to walk the walk, or you talk the talk. But then the problem is, talking with no actions pays no bill, fix nothing. But at the same time, it's just an ideology. Because as you have just seen now, I'm going to touch on the MK party just a tiny bit, okay? You see, the MK party now has this tendency that I've been noticing quite a lot. You see, in this game of politics, it's all about one thing. It's all about who is loyal to who. And those who are loyal to who, what are they benefiting from where they are? So if, for instance, you are no longer benefiting from a particular political party, then you can simply jump the ship and go on to becoming something, maybe a mayor or maybe a provincial something at the very top. Now guess what? Where you were before, you got fired simply because you had a lot of criminal past. And most of the crimes you have never accounted for. So what is the better thing to do? The best option is to just resign and try to find a spot somewhere else. If you know politics, we've seen that from the day the ANC party got too big and the cracks started to show. That's how the EFF was founded. That's how most of the political parties that are existing today have been founded. The foundation is the same. These people are associates. They know who is who and which door is likely or is more likely to open for them. That's where the loyalist part begin to make sense, because the person who made you is still going to be the same person who will build you up until the very end. Therefore, who will be accounted to who? Who can account for what? Nothing makes sense. As you can see, that this is an endless cycle. Each and every political party has one thing in common. the roots. Okay? So I'm not talking about politics in here for now. I'm not talking politics. I'm just trying to paint a picture of how this of how this corruption thing happens and tend to take so much from us. How does it happen? The cycle. You have to understand the cycle. You have to understand the functionality of politics so that you can understand this thing that I'm talking about here. No one, because it's very confusing and it's very misleading from my point of view, that there was so much money being poured into this Malanga Commission and yet it yields nothing. It yields nothing at all. People who have been arrested are just minors, but the bigger fishes, it seems like they will continue to just feeding on us. Hence why I'm saying we have just became victims of circumstance, because these people, they know who is who. They know each other from way back. They know each other very well. Some, they even have questionable qualifications. But guess where they are? They sit at the very top. They are the ones who are making rules. Who gets hired, why, and when. Now, do you call it justice? Because there's no justice into such a thing. It's just another level of corruption. So I guess this word won't surprise you when I'm saying crime does pay. It just depends. Because yes, in movies, crime will never pay. But in reality, crime does pay. The proof, politicians. So, if you did enjoy today's episode, please make sure you don't miss another episode, because we're going to keep the updates coming and we're going to keep working very hard for you to get feedback, for you to get more news, the latest and the recent news. On this podcast, we prioritize our listeners and we value their opinions, because we believe without you guys, we are nothing. So please don't forget to subscribe, because that helps us and it helps the algorithm to push us so that many people can see our work, and it also motivates us to keep working at our level best. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.